UniverCityCulture is a project funded by the Faculty of Humanities at the University of Manchester and City South Manchester.
UniverCityCulture is a project which is really seeking to drive up student engagement with academic research, and particularly academic research on arts, culture and humanities.
And it aims to make university research more visible to prospective and current students and really everyone coming into Manchester.
We've realised that a lot of the research that takes place both with students and with staff here is pretty hidden, it's pretty obscured.
I've been looking at university research by staff and students on Manchester's urban culture and attaching to that the geolocation data, the longitude and latitude and postcodes of where that research is in the city.
Mapping and annotating the city with university's research offers an alternative and serendipitous way of encountering this research in daily life.
By coming across that information, what we hope is that students and staff and potentially cultural partners will want to find out more, may realise that there are possibilities for further research on the same subject or object, and feel engaged with the university's research practices as part of that.
We're using various tools to make all this information visible. One is Google Fusion Tables, which is a very interesting way of mapping the research data with Google Maps, but also more than that, it allows opportunity to bring different kinds of data sets in together, so we can think about that geolocated data with other data and see what kind of visualizations, what sorts of interesting things might be produced from that. Other tools we're using are Foursquare, and what's exciting about that is it means when you're out and about in Manchester, this research will come to you rather than you having to find it. There's also new technologies which are coming on board at the moment, and what's interesting about the data set we've produced now and will continue to produce is that we can just feed it into these platforms as they come along. So there are numerous and still yet unknown ways that you will come and bump into this research as you meander around the city.
We can see potential for this project and for the kind of products that come out of it, both in terms of the way that students engage with the university as a place for research, but also in terms of how they might engage with the campus and the kind of the buildings and the resources and the histories of the campus, again by using social and digital media. And so what we're hoping is that this pilot also trials out those processes for other people that might be interested in them. We also think that there's potential for the work to come up with products that will help with teaching. So teaching materials whereby it's not just students finding out about different forms of academic research and outputs and different activities by bumping into them on Foursquare or through a Google Map. It's also about them generating their own content, and we can see that this might be a particular strength of the opportunities for researching the places and the institutions and even the streets or particular landmarks in Manchester, and annotating them online through a set of resources which then can be built on through images, through audio and video material, and through other kind of enhanced materials that help people to understand Manchester culture.
In the kind of the research culture of the university, in the bibliographic information around the research, putting the postcode, longitude and latitude of where the research is in the city isn't part of research culture or the culture of research documentation. So one of the parts of my research has been to kind of look at how we address that, look how we start to shift the culture of the university to think about geolocation in its research. But also to try and encourage students also to, document and make people aware of their research through geolocation, so we get that real rich tapestry of what's going on at the university about the city.